Hello again, folks. Welcome back. This is your old pal Hondo doing another knife review on a old favorite of bushcrafters and woodsmen alike. This is the old hickory butcher knife. It's made out of 1095 carbon steel. It's full tang. It's got a 7-inch blade and a 4-inch handle for an overall length of 11 inches. It's got a 2mm thick spine. It's got a very high bevel. Some people mistake this as Scandi, but it has a small flat grind, like a flat saber grind, but that's okay. Out of the box, I've been using this for about a week now, and I've been loving it. I highly recommend this. I've used it in the field for about a week now. This is going to be a generalized field test, what you could do with this knife. Small task work, chopping, stuff like that. And also, I recommend you to buy a K-Var leather sheath for this if you want to carry it in the field as a bushcraft knife. This will make a great starter bushcraft knife for a kid, or just if you want a budget type of knife to take in the field. This works good. It works a lot better than the Condor, being 1095 carbon steel. It stays sharper longer than the Condor bush lore or anything the Condor is pushing out right now. So if you want to save your money and spend $10 on a good budget bushcraft knife that's as tough as nails, full tang, and probably a little bit tougher than a Mora would be. The only downside is the hickory handle. The hickory handle has these press type of pins, so being a kitchen knife, these will bulge out if you let them sit in standing water. So never allow this knife to sit in standing water. When you clean it with alcohol, and then put oil on it, and then put it up in the shelf or on a magnet, or put it back in the sheath and put it in a drawer. We're going to try a little bit of generalized camp use with this knife, like chopping and then fire prep. Baylite ferrocerium 1.2 inch diameter ferrocerium rod again. I reviewed this in a previous video with the Tramontina 14-inch machete. It works great. I love it. I've used it for about 2 weeks now, and I find that it's really good. It's about $9, or you can get 2 of them. It's a 6-inch one, and it's 1.2 diameter, but to be honest, the material in this is a lot softer than a Nathan's ferrocerium rod. I would tell you to stick with buying a Nathan's ferrocerium rod over these, but if you're on a budget, go ahead and get one. They do work. They have a lower magnesium compared to a Nathan's, but they do work. As you can tell, the spine on these come 90 degree, but I polished up the spine and did some patina work to it, and this thing will strike a ferrocerium rod really well. So there you go. It's an instant bushcraft knife. These are legendary. The design of these have been around for almost 200 years. The design of this camp knife has been around for 200 years. That's where they get the design for these. Your granddaddy probably had these hanging up on a butcher block or something. You could use them for bushcrafting. You could use it for meat processing. Really easy to sharpen, and once you get these sharp, they stay sharp for a long time, and they get razor blade sharp, folks. This has been the review of the old hickory 11-inch butcher knife, and we're going to test it out. Chopping first, and then generalized small task work, what you would do. What we're going to do is we're going to chop with it. You could chop it in different ways. You could baton chop, or you could just chop it straight through. The blade's heavy enough to do this. There you go. Chop that wood right in two. It's a 2-inch diameter wood, no problem. We're going to try to chop this 3-inch diameter wood. If this is a small sapling and you want to cut it down to make a shelter, no problem. Cut it in half. There you go. I'm going to cut another one in half, another 2-inch diameter wood. Cuts it right in half. Carbon steel's hardcore. This thing will keep up with you. Chop that in half. Now we're going to try some, we're going to make a tent peg with this piece of wood here. Just to show you its carving capability. It's got a point. Now we're going to press notch this. It notched really well. Made a nice little, crooked tent peg, but it makes a tent peg. We're going to try batoning with this baby. Smaller pieces of wood. You could baton bigger stuff if you want, but and it split that pretty good. I'm going to make some feather sticks here with this piece of pine to show you the sharpness of this knife here. Got a little piece of pine here. Look at that. Makes curls. Look at the curls on that. Still sharp as a razor blade after beating the crap out of it. Now this is pine, mind you. It's a piece of an old basket, and I'm just showing you how it works on pine. And there it goes. It's just powering through this wood. Now we're going to try a little piece of maple here. Now maple's a lot harder wood. We're going to try testing the carving ability on this maple to make a feather stick. Doing some feather stick with a harder wood. There you go. A little bit harder wood. The pine was a lot easier to power through, but this actually worked. And we're going to put the tinder over here. Like I said, it's not the best quality of wood by any means, but feather sticking a harder wood, maple. This tests out the true gauge of what this knife could really do. And in a camping situation for small task work like this, it's done a good job. We're just going to add all that tinder right there. We're going to take some of this here fat wood, and we're going to slice a little bit of this fat wood off, and then we're going to scrape it. There you go. Feather stick the fat wood really well. Of course, it went everywhere but where I wanted it to go. Okay, we got a little bit of the fat wood over here. You only need a little bit. We're going to scrape it with a 90-degree spine. Okay. That's what it looks like when you scrape it with a 90-degree spine. This thing can also strip bark off of wood if you need it to make arrow shafts for a survival type of bow. We got the Baylite 1.2 diameter ferrocerium rod, 6-inch ferro rod. We're going to strike it on the back of this knife to show you how it works in the field. There you go, 2 strikes and the fire's going. We're going to move this fire into the fire pit. There you go. Of course, this fire is not going. It's already going. It's just been smothering. I just did that to get rid of the excess. Come on. There you go. It's on fire. There's your fire. It's going to take a while for it to get up and go. The review on the 11-inch Ontario, made in America, old hickory butcher knife, and the Baylite 1.2 diameter ferrocerium rod. I recommend them both if you're on a budget. $10 and $9 to get you into bushcrafting, and the sheath costs about $9, but I recommend you to get a Nathan's before you get one of these. But if you don't want to get a Nathan 4071 ferrocerium rod, I recommend these. Well folks, this has been your old pal Hondo from Hillbilly Tactical on a knife review and a ferrocerium rod review. If you like this bushcrafting video or just outdoors equipment video, please hit the like and subscribe on this channel and leave a comment, and I'll leave links in the description down below where you can find these products. Y'all know what you can do. You put God first, He puts you first every time. And you know what else, YouTube? God loves you, so does Hondo. Peace out, YouTube.
Yeah.